Now, the High Court has temporarily suspended the enforcement of key provisions of President William Ruto's newly assented Computer Misuse Cybercrimes Amendment Act 2025, pending the determination of a constitutional petition challenging its legality. And as Samira Mohammed now reports, Justice Lawrence Mugambi today issued conservatory orders halting the implementation of some section of the amended law, which sparked concern among rights groups over the potential impact on free expression and digital rights.
Another blow for President William Ruto and the government. Following High Court's temporary suspension of the enforcement of key provisions of President William Ruto's newly assented Computer Misuse Cybercrimes Amendment Act 2025, pending the determination of a constitutional petition challenging its legality.
The bill was initially introduced in the National Assembly
In his ruling, Justice Lawrence Mugambi ordered that the temporary suspension would allow for the determination of an application filed by the Kenya Human Rights Commission and former presidential aspirant Reuben Kigame, which seeks to declare the newly signed law as unconstitutional, null and void. The petitioners argue that the bill, which was signed into law by President William Ruto on October 15, 2025, introduces vague and overboard provisions that criminalizes online expression and weaken Kenya's Data Protection Act of 2019.
So as to prohibit the use of electronic mediums to promote unlawful activities.
Among the contested section is Clause 27, which expanded the scope of the offense of cyber harassment and imposed a fine not exceeding 20 million Kenya shillings or a jail term not exceeding 10 years for those found guilty,
Including terrorism, religious extremism.
However, a section of leaders have come out to defend the signing of the Cybercrime Amendment Bill into law by President William Ruto, saying the new amendments are progressive and aim to strengthen Kenya's cybersecurity framework by increasing the power of National Computer and Cybercrime Coordination Committee.
We limited to the issues that we knew were key and affects our community. At that time, there was the issue of Kilifi, where there was this Kwa Benzora or something, Benzaro, and then also what we had before. And most of these people operate online. And so we had said, how do we navigate that? Secondly, is the child pornography that is so prevalent. Other countries are trying to protect the next generation on how these things are being disseminated. That is why the laws that we said we want to really try and crack it.
This, as Interior PS Raymond Omolo has strongly come out to address what he described as widespread misinformation circulating online about the bill, claiming that many of the claims being shared are either misleading or completely inaccurate. In a statement issued on X, PS Omolo has urged Kenyans to read actual contents of the amended law rather than relying on social media commentary or selective summaries,
Including terrorism, religious extremism.
Kenya is poised to tighten its grip on the digital landscape as President William Ruto on Wednesday last week signed the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Bill 2024, designed to combat online criminal activity, child exploitation and fraudulent practices. The bill equips authorities with sweeping powers to tackle harmful content, shut down rogue websites and act decisively to prevent digital crimes from escalating,
Including terrorism, religious extremism.
The bill targets a wide range of online criminal activities, including platforms that distribute child sexual material, extremist content, cult-related activities, and other illicit networks operating in the digital space. Offenders may face orders to remove harmful content or even shut down devices entirely. Authorities can also request the preemptive closure of platforms suspected of facilitating criminal activities. However, many Kenyans have voiced concern that the law gives authorities the power to order the shutdown or temporary suspension of websites, warning that it could threaten media freedom or be misused to silence dissent. Samira Mohammed for TV 47, Nairobi.